Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu. Just a second. Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. So we, after a long time, we resume our Gita. Some people want it. Otherwise, I thought it may not be required. But anyway, some people want it, so we start our Gita talks again. So we were doing 6th chapter. In the 6th chapter, the preparation to meditation was discussed. First, Karma Yoga. Living a life of Karma Yoga makes a person detached, because we have to learn detachment during the interaction alone, because our attachment to the worldly things and objects, that means our very relationship is ego based. Generally our relationship with the worldly objects and people is ego based through attachment, that I look upon them as something useful to me, something desirable to me, or I don't like them, therefore I want to avoid. These relationships are based upon certain emotional attachment and others. So we have to erase, we have to change our relationship with the things. Earlier we had attachment, now we have to detach ourselves. Our relationship with the things and objects should be one of respect, a detached love and respect. A detached love and respect, not self-centered, not based upon impulse, attachment, ego, and emotion. There should be a simple, detached love. This has to be practiced. That's what Karma Yoga means. In Karma Yoga, changing our basis of relationship with the things around, how we interact with people, how we go about with our life, means how we act, how we relate to people. In this relationship, what motivates us? What feeling motivates us? If the bhoktrutvam means a desire to enjoy. If the enjoyment is the motive, then naturally the relationship is self-centered. That the relationship with the external world is based upon enjoyments. One is a sense organ level, another is emotional level, is an attachment. Mamakara we call them. Emotional relationship or sense pleasure or emotional attachment, or even intellectual ego. Intellectual ego means a pride or ego. You get an ego satisfaction when you achieve a thing, when people honor me, when my idea is implemented. When I am recognized and respected, I feel bloated. So these relationships, this basis, this has been the basis for my all relationship. So this basis should change. The motive of my relationship should change. Okay, it should be, therefore, the relation should be one of a servant, one of a loving, detached servant. That's what we call a kind of a yoga. Yoga is a loving, detached relationship, a humble relationship, a loving relationship of service and love. It is not a person-centered, but it is a Mon Ishvara-centered, and I surrender myself. Surrender means I cease to be taking my individual ego satisfaction as the basis of Means my individual ego satisfaction is no more the center of my relationship, is no more the goal of my relationship. Individual ego satisfaction means emotional ego, intellectual ego, and sense ego. Ego based upon sense organs, ego based upon mind, that is emotion, ego based upon intellect. Okay, my ego is generally in enjoyment. When it is based upon sense organs, I love enjoyment. When it is based upon emotion, I love some kind of emotional attachment, emotional relationship. And then it is intellectual level, my ideas, my power and possessions and all. Power and achievements. I want to feel proud of my achievement, proud of honor, proud of success, proud of power, and so on. So these three level ego has to be melted, and then in place of these three, Ishvara should occupy the place. I should become an humble servant, loving, detached servant of Ishvara, where I take interest more in Ishvara's blessing rather than a physical achievement, or rather than the pleasure at the level of sense organs, pleasure at the level of emotions, pleasure at the level of intellect. More than my ego satisfaction, more than my pleasures, more than my emotional satisfaction, I love Ishvara's blessing. Ishvara's blessing becomes the center of my relationship, and if that is taken care of, if I am assured of Ishvara's blessing, a compassion, a kindness to me, so I love to continue my relationship based upon Ishvara's love, Ishvara's blessing. That means only to really receive Ishvara's blessing, not to achieve my pleasures, sense pleasures, satisfaction in sense pleasures, or even emotional pleasure, or intellectual satisfaction, intellectual ego satisfaction. Ego satisfaction, emotional pleasure, or sense pleasure. These three are melted. In its place, Ishvara's blessing is the sole goal of my relationship. Even the world I take as Ishvara's. Either you take Ishvara himself is appearing as the world, or this world belongs to Ishvara, or this world is within the control of Ishvara. Whatever way you take it, say that you don't directly possess the world, control the world, seek the world for your ego satisfaction. Rather, I offer myself to the pleasure of Ishvara and allow him to continue the world the way he likes, not the way my ego, my selfish desire wants. Generally, my selfish desire, my emotional desire, my sense pleasure, seeking the sense pleasure, my ego satisfaction. These three become priority. These three generally form the basis for my relationship. Now hereafter, I change my relationship with the world, not based upon these three, but based upon Bhagavan's blessing. Okay? I just see Bhagavan's blessing, Bhagavan's pleasing. Bhagavan is not an individual. Here you have to remember. Pleasing Bhagavan, seeking his blessing means, seeking his blessing is okay. Seeking his love and compassion is okay. But who is Bhagavan? What pleases him? We have to learn that. Bhagavan is not another individual, nor he has got a fanciful ideas. If your idea of Bhagavan is good, then you are surrendering to him. Service to Ishvara will be right. These days, the word Bhagavan is used in any fanciful sense. The concept of Bhagavan is becoming very wild, particularly with the invasion of the what you call other religions, Abrahamic religions. Their concept of monotheistic God, if you do, you can never become karma yogi, because if you try to please the God who is a monotheistic God, you won't become karma yogi. Because the monotheistic God is another egoistic God, maybe a bigger ego, is another individual. They openly say he is another individual. God is another individual having his own ego, his own fancies, his own hatred, his own ragadvesha. So, another person having an ego, having a ragadveshas, and he cannot constitute Ishvara. Therefore, trying to please him, trying to surrender to him doesn't make your relationship also karma yoga. Let me make it clear. It constitutes karma yoga only when Ishvara is a universal Ishvara. And he doesn't have an individuality, any petty personal desires. Okay? Fanciful ideas, fanciful goals. God transcends individuality. He is a universal being. He is acceptable to all. He doesn't belong to any particular group with any particular individual goals. It doesn't have any individual goal. Therefore, the very nature of God is power, sarvagnya, sarvashaktiman, and universal being. His attitude, his relationship is also universal. He blesses everybody. Whatever they do, he gives the result of your karma. Whatever we do, and whatever is the result according to the law of nature, he gives you. That means he is a universal, unprejudiced, and has no personal ego, personal desires, personal fancies and whims. It doesn't have any whims and personal fancies. It's just like the nature, beautiful nature. The beautiful rivers and plants and flowers and the sky. You see them, they're so beautiful. It is impersonal. It's a beautiful, it's a loving. It touches your heart, but it is impersonal. Impersonal means he is impersonal. He receives your personality and gives a touch with his impersonal love. He touches your heart with his impersonal love. Ishvara is universal. He accepts all beings. He doesn't divide people. He doesn't take any personal favor, personal fancy, personal favor with somebody and hates some other person. Even his relationship with all jivas is never of vengeance or never of any hatred. Neither hatred nor vengeance. It is a pure compassion. Just like the sun, the sun and the moon and the stars. They just move innocently, lovingly. The flowers grow and spread their fragrance and beauty. The plants grow. The wind blows. The entire nature. Ishvara is like nature. Nature in the sense not jadam. Okay? By nature we take two meanings. One is it is insentient. It is insentient. Okay? It is an insentient like a mechanical, like a machine, like a stone. So another thing is nature means an impersonal, loving and compassionate and equal to all, caring for all, being useful to all. In the second sense we are taking Ishvara is impersonal, like nature. Okay, Ishvara is impersonal like nature. And not only that, Ishvara is not a person. When we said, we mean that he is a universal being, all pervading. He exists in your heart also. That is important thing. When we say Ishvara is universal, in two senses. One is he doesn't have individual. One is, first thing is, he is not a mechanical like nature. He is not a mechanical being. Insentient mechanical, he is not. First point. Second point is, he doesn't have any individual fancies, desires, ambitions, goals and whims and fancies. But he is a conscious being with a universal heart. He is universally compassionate, kind-hearted and towards everything. Okay. So, third point is, he is all-pervasive. He is present in your heart. He is present in and through all your mind and sense organs and intellect. He is a strength. He is the energy behind your intellect. He is a strength behind your mind. So that emotions you have, So the core of the emotion, the purest form of your emotion, if it is misdirected, if it is mixed with your ego, that becomes an impure emotion. The emotion mixed with ego and individual desires and fancies, emotion becomes impure. The emotion devoid of the ego and individual fancies and preferences and desires. It's just an emotion, choiceless emotion. It is a universal, like the wind blows choicelessly, it doesn't choose anybody. When the sun shines, it doesn't choose anybody. Okay. So that emotion is Bhagavan. Therefore, in our emotion, the core emotion is Bhagavan. The mixed emotion we experience, the mixing of ego, individual desires, fancies, frustrations, emotional reactions, all that is our ego, our nature, or our jiva's element. Okay. Therefore, that is our jiva's element. And in sense organs, there is a basic knowledge. Sense organs are aware of. They know, and they can also reveal things. Like the colors, eyes can see the color. Sound, ears can hear the sound. That means hearing is a knowledge. It is awareness. That awareness is Ishvara. The awareness in the sense organs is Ishvara. The consciousness in sense organs is Ishvara. Therefore, he sees the colors. So, you see the consciousness illumines colors, illumines sounds, illumines the touch. Touch means hot and cold and soft and hard. And illumines the smells, illumines the tastes. So he is an energy behind your karmendriyas, organs of action. When you are speaking, there is an energy behind the speech. Okay. And he is behind them. Similarly, he is the energy behind other sense organs like walking, holding and all. Behind your hands and legs and other sense organs. So he is the energy behind. So he is the energy behind the mind. Mind which is capable of feeling. Mind which is capable of thinking. When it thinks and clears and understands and judges, that is Ishvara. See, intellect is understands, analyzes and judges. Analyzes, compares, contrasts, judges. So this bare intellectual energy of analyzing, judging is Ishvara. But it is colored, the analysis and judgment is colored that the ego interferes. Ego, personal preferences, raga, dvesha, when they interfere, the basic judging capacity of intellect, understanding capacity, judging capacity. Judging means a determination, an ascertainment. When you perceive something, it is the intellect to make a judgment, oh, this is so and so. So a simple judgment, a bare judgment is natural. That is Ishvara's. What colors is my ego, my fancies, my desires, etc. Color my judgment, color my analysis. They make it prejudiced. My analysis is prejudiced. My judgment or ascertainment of knowledge is prejudiced and narrow-minded. Okay? So it is an individual mind, individual ego is polluting the basic consciousness. So that is, so in us there is an essential consciousness, energy, power. The power, consciousness is Ishvara. But it is mixed with individual mind and sense organs and all. So that is, so we experience these two, mixed one and pure one. The pure consciousness is Ishvara. That is a witnessing consciousness. That is Sakshi in us. The pure consciousness or witnessing consciousness is impartial, universal and unprejudiced and natural, spontaneous, unmotivated. Okay? It has got only motive is spontaneous love. The spontaneous love and caring. So it is that universal consciousness which is unprejudiced, natural, unprejudiced and universally useful. Like the sunlight is useful to all. Anybody can use it. Wind is useful to all. Air is useful to all. Similarly, our consciousness in you and me and all beings is common. The sunlight we are using, the earth which is present in you, see the blood, our blood and bones, and then our flesh, all this is a part of earth alone. So the earth which is present in us, the water that is present in us, the 5 elements that are present in us, Pancha Bhutas, they are universally present in you and me. The blood and flesh and bones and the skin, they are all universal. They have no preferences whether to you. The same blood, my blood can be taken and given to others, and others' blood can be given to me. The blood doesn't protest. Blood happy to be adjusted with you, with me, with anybody. Similarly, Panchabhutas are universal, means they are all present. Wherever they are, in whichever body they are, they cooperate with you. They try to be part of you, and they try lovingly be part of you. Okay, you take the blood of others, it is lovingly remains part of you, it doesn't protest, it mixes with you, it becomes a part of you, a natural, spontaneous, loving part of you. Similarly, the wind is common to all, the air which we, you and I, all of us take. Okay, the sunshine we take, you and me and all of us take. The common earth we share, we live upon. We live upon the earth, the same earth you and I share. The same earth, the same plants, and the food we take is common. You take from any plant, any fruits and vegetables, etc., they commonly share with us. All the plants share their product, like the grains, food, okay? They pulses, grains, vegetables, all of them they share with all of us equally without any distinction. Do they have any preference? Does the nature, plants and animals have any preference? They have no preference. They are universally with us. Universally they love, they distribute, they offer themselves universally to all of us. They allow themselves to be used. Fruits, vegetables, okay, wind, air, sunshine, air, the heat of the fire, the earth, plants, allow themselves to be equally shared for all. In whosoever hand they are, they equally bless us. The vegetable whoever eats, it equally blesses all the people whoever eats it. So Ishvara is like that. Okay, Ishvara is universal. In all of, like the Panchabhutas, like the plants, vegetables, grains and pulses. They equally allow themselves to be used by all. The water in the rivers, anybody can take, anybody can use. The rain comes for everybody, anybody can use them. You see them, the rain when it falls, lovingly it falls, brings the clean, pure distilled water. Okay, due to atmospheric pollution alone, the water gets polluted. If there are any chemicals in the air, water gets polluted. Otherwise, if there are no chemicals, the rainwater is a pure water, 100% distilled water. Okay, the rain brings pure water. The wind blows purely for anybody and everybody. It is ready to be absorbed into your nostrils, into your lungs. The air doesn't distinguish. It loves to be in anybody's lungs. Anybody's lungs. It is equally happy, equally loving and caring and blessing. The wind, the air loves to be in anybody's lungs, loves to bless anybody because it is essentially part of us. Similarly, Ishvara is all this put together. All the Panchabhutas, all the elements within us and outside us. So we are within the elements, 5 elements, we are part of 5 elements. So when the Panchabhutas outside us and within us, that means we are within the Panchabhuta, you and I and all the beings. So Ishvara is like this, okay? Ishvara is outside us and inside us like Panchabhutas. And equally, only it depends upon our own karma that we choose them, select them, a part of it and reject another part of it. We choose them at a wrong point, wrong time, wrong conditions. Then it harms us, hurts us. The same elements, 5 elements. We take the wrong proportion, use them at a wrong time. Take the same food. You take in a wrong dosage, wrong time, and in with a wrong combination. It hurts you, harms you, produces a disease. The same food, you take it a right proportion, right dosage, and right combination at the right time. Then it saves you. Otherwise, the fruits and vegetables and pulses, food itself is neither good nor bad. It is not neither harmful nor beneficial. It is just natural. It is our way of using that hurts us or harms us. Harms us or benefits us. Okay. The type of food, the quality of food, the dosage, the proportion of food, the combination of food, and the condition when we take it, that decides whether it is useful or harmful, whether it is beneficial or harmful. But food itself is neither good nor bad. It is universally blessing. Universally blessing. Similarly, Ishvara is in the form of food. Ishvara is in the form of water. Ishvara is in the form of air. Ishvara is in the form of mind. Mind, you see, 2 levels, an individual mind and a universal mind. Universal mind means the basic thinking, feeling capacity. A bare feeling, like a baby. Baby simply feels. It doesn't bring individual ego, individual preferences, egos, and etc. It's just a simple love. A bare feeling is love. Unprejudiced, unselected, choiceless love. A spontaneous flow like nature. So intellect also, basically it understands, that means it analyzes, collects the information, analyzes and makes a judgment. But if the ego and individual preferences, individual prejudices interfere, then the judgment goes wrong. Otherwise, the very judging capacity is Ishvara. How you use it, abuse it, it depends upon Jiva's mind. Okay, so mind has got 2 levels. One is the bare thinking, bare feeling, that is Ishvara. When you channelize it through your ego and your individual preferences, prejudices, or likes and dislikes, there the Jiva interferes. Jiva comes to interfere. Therefore, where is Ishvara? In fact, we are a mix-up of Ishvara and Jiva. Ishvara and me, Ishvara and we. Okay? Like you see, the same wind, when it is universal, it is Ishvara. When you make it as your personal and pollute it, then it becomes individual. Okay? The pure wind is everybody's, pure air. Pure water is everybody's. When you pollute it, then it becomes individualized. Okay? Customized. The customizing is Jiva. Universal is Ishvara. Okay, so in our mind there are 2 elements. One is consciousness. Another is a feeling, thinking, understanding. This is universal. This universal element of mind and intellect is Ishvara in us. So we generally do not have the purest form of mind and intellect. So when it is a pure, it is a universal mind. It is neither your mind nor my mind. So baby's mind is, all babies have the same mind. That means baby is innocent, egoless, and the mind is simply feels. That feeling is common to all babies. In fact, it is not only in babies, it is in us also. That common feeling, without any prejudice, without individual preferences, without ego, without choosing. It is just a feeling, natural, spontaneous, like wind is blowing, air is blowing, that's all. Similarly, mind is blowing. Blowing means flowing like water. The sky is universal. Similarly, the mind, which is a general mind, a common mind, a universal mind, that is running through you and me and all. Just as the Panchabhutas are running through you and I, outside you and inside you, outside us and inside us, and running through us. It is pervading through all of us. Similarly, the mind, universal mind, is pervading through all of us. So that mind which pervades in and out, inside us, outside us, and through us. And it is a universal mind, not a customized, individualized mind, non-individualized mind. Where is it? It is there in us. Every moment we feel that mind and we mix up our individual mind. Individual aspect of mind, universal aspect of mind. These two are there all the time. That universal aspect is Ishvara. These individual preferences, like and dislike and ego, is Jiva's. Is Jiva's aspect. So Jiva's aspect is continuously coloring the universal mind. The universal mind, which is universal, is running through you and me. It doesn't choose. As I told you, the air which is flowing, it flows through me, through my lungs, and comes out, and it flows through everybody. So it goes into the plants and animals and you and all. The wind is flowing through all of us, outside, inside us. It doesn't belong to any person. It is not personalized. It is flowing through and all of us. It is flowing through all of us like a cycle. Cyclically it is flowing through all of us. So that is a universal air, universal wind. Okay, universal sunlight, universal earth, universal water. They run through you and me and all of us, and then equally bless everybody. It doesn't choose anybody. It doesn't harm anybody. It is universally blessing to everybody. Similarly, mind also has got, just as Panchabhutas, of which we are all made of, have got the two aspects. One is a universal aspect, another is individual. Individual is a given time and condition and place and combination. That makes it individual. But you take the Panchabhutas, the five elements which are universal, flow through you and I and everywhere. Okay? That universal element is Ishvara. Universal Panchabhutas is Ishvara. The universal mind is Ishvara, including universal intellect. When we say mind, it includes mind and intellect. Mind means emotional, intellect is thinking. Universal thinking is a creative, analytical, observant, and judging. This is intellect. Observation is universal. We color it because of our individual ego, preferences, likes and dislikes, our individual angle of looking. Personal, private angle of looking colors it. But universal angle doesn't color. Universal observation doesn't color. The observation from a given angle is an individual. That's a ego. That's a Jiva's angle. When Jiva's angle is a given angle, a particular angle, one standpoint. A given standpoint, a particular standpoint is Jiva. Universal standpoint is Ishvara. Therefore, a simple observation, a simple understanding is consciousness. Consciousness, nature of consciousness is simple creativity. How you apply, we pollute it, limit it, that is a Jiva's mind. Jiva's ego limits it, colors it, makes it selfish, particularizes it. But creativity is spontaneous and natural. Okay? Like the baby's mind, it is natural, spontaneous to all. Universally, it is present in and through all of us. It is running through all of us like a common thread. That Ishvara is a universal mind. Universal mind is a common thread running through you and I, all of us. It is running through you and I and all of us. That is universal mind. That universal mind is underlying through all of us. It constitutes the essential consciousness, essential energy, universal energy, impersonal consciousness, impersonal emotion, impersonal love. Not selfish, not personal, not individualized, not a particular relationship. It is universal love. Like the flower blossoms, it is available for all. It doesn't choose anybody. The beauty, it doesn't choose, it doesn't prefer any given person. When it spreads its fragrance, it is for all. It will be happy to remain with you. Any flower is happy to give fragrance to anybody, good and bad person, all people. Okay? The fragrance is equally blesses all, equally happy with you. The flowers are happy to be in anybody's hands, in anybody's room, in anybody's hand, in anybody's house. Like the sun is ready to shine anybody. The water is ready to be happy to bless anybody, to remain with anybody, remain in anybody's stomach, anybody's mouth, anybody's belly. Water is ready to be happy to be in anybody's belly and bless us. Similarly, the mind, like a baby's mind, a universal love, a universal compassion, it is just a universal mind. It is running through you and I, all of us, like a thread. Okay? Like the gold is running through all the ornaments. Water is running through all the waves. Running through means underlying all the waves. Water is running, underlying all the waves. Gold is underlying all the ornaments. Mud is underlying all the various parts and shapes. Similarly, the basic consciousness, the basic essential mind is running through you and me and all of us. When it becomes individualized, individual preferences, choices, ego, individual standpoints, a given standpoint, then it gets mixed up with individual. The same mind looks as an individual mind. We are unable to distinguish this individual mind and universal mind. Okay? The individual mind and universal mind get mixed up. The universal mind is Ishvara's, and when we individualize it, it constitutes the Jiva's aspect. Okay? It is mixed up. Sometimes the baby, parents tell, when the baby speaks on its own, when baby looks on its own, it is innocent, spontaneous, universal. When the parents tell them to say like this, then you can see the parent's individuality is borrowed and imposed on the baby's mind, and baby repeats the words. Baby repeats the words of others. That means those others' borrowed words, you leave them. See the natural baby's mind. It is universal. Similarly, in us, there is a universal mind and is an individual mind. That individual mind is Jiva's mind. Okay. The Jiva's mind colors the universal mind, pollutes the universal mind. Pollutes means it doesn't pollute in reality. It appears polluted from our standpoint, but at the bottom it remains ever pure. That is, Ishvara's mind remains ever pure because it is underlying all of us, you and me and everywhere. It is same to all. It knows only to feel. That's all. Who is the person? It doesn't care. It doesn't know even. It innocently loves and cares everybody. So that is Ishvara. I explained Ishvara so long, I think more than half an hour. Around half an hour I explained Ishvara, because this Ishvara, if you surrender, if you lovingly serve, that is Karma Yoga. Otherwise, if you take Ishvara as another individual, like Abrahamic religions do, monotheistic religions do, then it is no more Karma Yoga. I tell you, serving any God is not Karma Yoga. Let me make it clear. Any concept of God, serving any kind of God, the dogmatic God, monotheistic God is not Karma Yoga. You watch it. You won't get the same benefit of Karma Yoga if your concept of God is another individual. If God is another individual, he has got individual motives, individual desires, individual preferences, he is no more Ishvara. And your service to him doesn't make your service as Karma Yoga. Your relationship, your love for him, your belief in him doesn't make Karma Yoga. Your love for him doesn't make Karma Yoga. Your belief in him doesn't make Karma Yoga. Your service to such an individual egoistic person doesn't make it Karma Yoga. Note it. Note this important point. Ishvara has to be universal. Then your service will be universal. That means he dissolves your individuality. Purpose of serving Ishvara is, if Ishvara is universal, by serving him, you become universal. You dissolve your individuality, dissolve your ego and egoistic preferences, your personal egoistic, ego-based preferences. Ego-based desires, you melt them, melt away. Then you also become purer. Then only you get the benefit of Karma Yoga, that is Antakarana Shuddhi. Antakarana Shuddhi means your mind becomes similar to Ishvara's mind. Otherwise, your mind was an individualized mind based upon your egoistic, ego-based desires, ego-based feelings, ego-based experiences, ego-based angle of looking, ego-based thoughts, thinking and feeling and acts. They all have to be dissolved. Your very being has to become part of Ishvara. You have to become a servant of Ishvara, part of Ishvara. That means your individual outlook, your ego-based outlook melts away into the universal outlook of Ishvara. Into that universal outlook of Ishvara, your individual outlook should melt, should merge and should melt away into it. So your mind should become similar to Ishvara's mind. It should reflect Ishvara's heart, Ishvara's feelings, Ishvara's angle of looking, Ishvara's outlook. Your mind should reflect Ishvara's outlook and it should erase that individualized outlook. This is Karma Yoga. Okay? You have to live a life of Karma Yoga for some years until you get this Ishvara's outlook embedded in you, Ishvara's outlook absorbed into you. That Ishvara's outlook is absorbed while melting away, while erasing your individual outlook. Unless you have it, it is not Karma Yoga, and your Ishvara is not Ishvara, and your yoga is not Karma Yoga. Your service to him is not at all Karma Yoga, unless the Ishvara is this Ishvara whom I have described in last 1 hour, half an hour. In the last half an hour, the Ishvara whom I have described, that alone constitute Ishvara. Ishvara is, by definition, by nature, universal. By definition, by nature, he is universal. Okay? I don't know, when will I learn? This is a spirited talk, tires me. Just a few seconds. So, more and more I feel I am a part. A leaf feels I am a part of a plant. I am a part of a tree. The flowers feel I am a part of a tree. The fruits feel I am a part, means I am a part of a larger entity. The larger entity governs me. My individual likings and preferences I set aside. I just drop them. I drop my individual preferences, likings. I allow that universal being to flow through me to outside. From the outside, the same universal being enters into me. And after entering, he flows out of me also, the same universal being, merging me as a part of, taking me as a part of the universal Ishvara. Okay? When I allow myself to be a part of that universal being outside me, inside me, therefore, my individual aspect of mind melts away. The universal mind you keep discovering within you. Within you there is a universal mind. There is a universal sense organ. There is universal body. Universal body means Panchabhutas. Universal body means all Panchabhutas put together is universal body. Sense organs means what? The basic awareness behind all 5 sense organs. The basic knowledge of colors. Without any preferences, without any likes and dislikes. The universal prana means what? Simple life breath without any choice is universal prana. Prana is universal. It is yours and mine and everybody's. Prana is universal prana. Okay, sense organs are universal, mind is universal, intellect is universal. So that means there are a selfless judgments, there is a unprejudiced judgments, unprejudiced observation, unprejudiced analysis, unprejudiced understanding. That intellect is Ishvara's intellect. You merge your intellect, you drop your individual intellect, merge, adopt that Ishvara's intellect. Merge into Ishvara's intellect. You erase your individual mind, your individual emotions. You merge into universal emotions. Universal emotions are love, compassion, forgiveness. Okay, feeling just for sake of feeling. The universal feeling of love, compassion, kindness, unprejudiced, choiceless feelings. Universal feelings. That is Ishvara's mind. Okay. That is Ishvara's mind. Let my individual mind merge into the Ishvara's mind. Then whatever happens through me, it is Ishvara's mind expressing through me, functioning through me, flowing through me. Then you are a Karma Yogi. Okay. This Karma Yoga is the foundation. It is a first step of preparation for your Dhyana Yoga. I think this Karma Yoga, umpteen times I have explained, I have analyzed so many times in my talks, in talks on Gita. So we have been discussing Gita from so many chapters. So we are in 6th chapter. So this Karma Yoga we have been discussing in various chapters. One is through the angle of society, through the angle of your profession, through the angle of your family relationship, angle of your individual actions. Angle means from the standpoint of these many things. All these things, all these same Karma Yoga explained in a different manner. Okay, then the universal mind, universal Ishvara. Today we have explained same Karma Yoga. We have explained from different in different language, different words. Though the implied Karma Yoga is same. In a different context, when you apply the Karma Yoga in various contexts, how that feels in you. How do you feel? How you feel that Karma Yoga experience in your various contexts. So various contexts we described Karma Yoga. Now we described here Karma Yoga through universal. So it is a feeling a part of. You love him, you serve Ishvara. Serving means what? You feel close to him. You feel that you are a part of him. He is absorbing you. He is accepting you as a part of him. More and more you feel part of him. All your hands and legs are not working for you alone. You feel that equally, my hand is not only my hand, it is equally Ishvara's hand. Just like baby's hand you hold and write. When you are writing something, when somebody comes and offers his hand for shaking hand, and the baby doesn't know to shake his hand, then what mother does is takes the baby's hand and offers him, hey, come on, do shake hand like this. So okay, the mother shows, and once or twice and few times you saw, next time the baby understands, he stretches his hand for shaking hand. Okay, I've seen some babies like that when mother teaches them. That means when the mother holds the hand, baby feels it is not only my hand, it is my mother's hand also is running through, underlying it. Similarly, when I speak, I see not only I am speaking, it is Ishvara is also underlying my speech. My hand is holding. I feel hand is not only mine, it is a part of Ishvara. Ishvara is also holding my hand and using and holding things. Ishvara is using my hand and holding things. When I am walking, not only I am walking, not only it is my leg, it is also universal Ishvara's leg. He is also using my leg for moving. When I am seeing through my eyes, not only I am seeing, it is the consciousness that is illumining my eyes. So it is Ishvara, consciousness is Sakshi. Sakshi is Ishvara. It is Ishvara is also seeing through my eyes. That means it is the Sakshi also illumining. It is the Sakshi that is actually illumining. It is the Sakshi that is using my eyes. It is expressing as my eyes. My eyes, your eyes, the same Sakshi is expressing as your eyes, my eyes and everybody's eyes. So behind all the eyes is one Sakshi, one consciousness. Okay, more and more you feel that one consciousness, all our eyes are used by the same consciousness. Your eyes and my eyes are used by the same consciousness. Your ears and my ears, everybody's ears are used by the same Sakshi, illumined by the same Sakshi. My hands and your hands are used by the same Sakshi. Same Sarvajna, same Sarvashaktiman Ishvara. Your legs and my legs are used by same Ishvara. Your body and my body belongs to same Ishvara. It is a universal body, is Vishwarupa. So your body and my body is a part of same Vishwarupa. He is using all our bodies. He is underlying all of us, running through all of us and using us to just for his Leela. Okay, this way more and more you feel, that is Karma Yoga. Okay, this Karma Yoga purifies, prepares the mind. After Karma Yoga, we talked of what you call sitting in a meditation seat. What place, what conditions you have to sit, wear the simple loose clothes, not tight clothes to the body. Sit in a comfortable place, okay? Sit in a comfortable asana, erect like this, so that your body don't feel the strain, a minimum strain. It feels light and comfortable. Sit like that and keep your sense organs relaxed, all your parts of the body. No stiffness in the muscles of your mind. The stiffness of the muscles should go away. The muscles should become relaxed and supple. All the parts of the body, all the muscles in your body should not remain stiff. All the stiffness should go away. That is relaxing the muscles, relaxing the entire body. Then relax the prana, relax the mind. That means mind should not be in a stressful condition. Anxious, stressful, worried. Worried about past, anxiety about future, stressful about present. Okay? The mind should be free from past unnecessary memory, past burden, past worry, and stress about the present, and the anxiety about future. This is called withdrawing the mind. Withdrawing the mind from external relation, because every relation puts a pressure on us, brings either a stress or some kind of anxiety or some kind of a memory, past painful memory. So the mind which is free from the external world, that means free from the pressure of the external world. The very relationship brings a certain pressure on us. Withdrawing from the world means being free from the stress, anxiety, the painful memories about the world. When you don't think of the world, when you become free from all the stresses, painful memories and anxieties about the worldly people and things and events, what is going to happen, what will happen, doesn't matter. Let anything happen, leave it. Leave it at least for time being during meditation. At least leave it. Let anything happen, we'll see later. Let whatever happens, let it happen. Let whatever happened, already happened, let it happen. It's okay now. Whatever happened is okay. Whatever is going to happen is okay. You just allow the things for themselves. This is called manonigraha. Means you don't impose. You don't impose your preferences, your likings. Then the mind becomes free about in its relationship. The relationships. See, even after you come from the office, come from the place of work, still you carry that old relationship. That means you are worried about the office work or your professional work, whatever work. If you still think about the work and feel the stress about it, that means you are still living in that relationship. You have not come out of the relationship. This is called mind nigraha. Withdrawing the mind from the world means what? Still don't feel that you are under the relationship. You are under the pressure of the relationship. You forget the worldly relationship. Leave them off there and withdraw. First is withdrawing the body, means withdrawing the stiffness of the muscles in the body, relax them. Then stiffness in your breath, relax it. Let the breath flow smoothly. You have to do little bit of pranayama or little bit of deep breathing. If you don't know pranayama, do little bit of fast breathing or a breathing of different thing, a few minutes. Then what happens? The breathings, the rigidity of breathing, the stiffness of breathing goes. It becomes a spontaneous, natural breathing. Then the prana becomes Shuddha. Okay? Let the body be Shuddha. That means the stiffness in the muscles go away. Let the prana become Shuddha. Then the stiffness in the prana go away. The dullness in the prana go away. Dullness in the prana, stiffness in the muscles. Okay? Then the sense organs. Sense organs are dragged. You love something, sense organs are pulling me, dragging me. The dragging means pressure. The pressure of the sense organs you don't feel. Sense organs are relaxed. If you feel the pressure in the sense organs, you want to see something, you want to hear something, you feel a pressure. So when you are free from the pressure, your sense organs are relaxed. This is called withdrawing the sense organs. Okay? Withdrawing the body, withdrawing the prana, withdrawing the mind, sense organs. Then withdrawing the mind is, mind doesn't feel swayed by past, present and future. It doesn't feel any anxiety. The emotions are relaxed and peaceful, positive emotions. No anger, no frustration, no desire, all these things. Anger, frustration, jealousy. If you still are carrying, that means mind is not emptied. Mind is not free. It is still carrying the color. It is still carrying the pressure. Then mind has to be relaxed. Relaxed means what? You have to learn to be peaceful with yourself. That means you have settled the relationship with people and the society and your profession and your family members and even to yourself. Don't expect too much from yourself, from the world around. Just to leave them to be what they are. All the pressures gone away. Okay? The stress in the relationship, the pressure in the relationship goes away, melts away. Then your mind is relaxed. With this relaxed mind, sit in your seat of meditation. Let the meditation seat be comfortable. And regarding Yuktahara Vihara. Yuktahara Vihara, regarding the intake and output. Food and interaction. Both your intake means your interaction, how much you give importance to others' behavior, others' thoughts. How much you give importance to others' words and thoughts. Because these relationships, if you give too much of importance to them, they come and sit upon you. They pressurize your mind and emotions. They force your relationship. If you give too much of importance, a disproportionate importance to others' behavior, others' thoughts, others' action, they decide your relationship. When they determine your relationship, you feel stressed. You feel pressurized. Okay? You feel pressurized. They decide your relationship. They force you to behave like them. They force you to relate to them in this manner. That means you have no freedom in relating to them. If you relate to them, you will be relating to them spontaneously, lovingly, naturally. Instead of that, they pressurize your relationship. Then you feel strain, you feel anxiety, you feel worried. Then the mind is not free. Mind becomes free when you relate to people freely. Freely means not under pressure. No emotion pressurizes you. No thought, no dogma. Dogma is a pressure. Ideology is a pressure. Your goals and ambitions are pressure. Okay? They pressure on your intellect. Your ideology pressurizes. Dogma pressurizes. Your goals and ideals pressurize your mind and intellect. That means they force you to have a relationship in particular way. That means your relationship with the worldly events and objects and people is a pressurized relationship. I am forced to have this relationship. When I feel this force, I am not free to relate to people and things all around. I feel the stress. relieving yourself from the stress. Don't feel the relationship is pressurized. Feel spontaneously relating to them. Okay? You are relating to them spontaneously. Then your relationship becomes relaxed. Then your mind is peaceful. When mind is withdraw the mind, Shastra says. Withdraw mind means what? Don't think of them. Okay. See, this withdraw mind people have not understood. Purifying, withdraw mind or purifying the mind. Relaxing the mind. See, three things. Purifying the mind, withdrawing the mind, or relaxing the mind. These three means more or less the same. Withdrawing the mind, relaxing the mind, purifying the mind. Okay. These three means the same. So people don't know how to withdraw, how to relax. Withdrawing the mind from the external world, when we say withdrawing the mind from the external world means what? Doesn't mean simply not thinking of them. No. It's not simply not thinking of them. That is a tentative. If you don't think of the world, tentatively your mind is relaxed. But that is not relaxed. That is a tentative, superficial. It is not complete, total relaxation. Because still it carries subconscious mind, it carries certain stress, certain anxiety. It still carries inside the mind. So the real withdrawal, real purification, real relaxation. Three means the same. Purification of the mind, relaxing the mind, withdrawing the mind from the external world. Means your relation should be without stress, without pressure. You should not feel that your relationship with the world around is pressurized, dictated by others. The world is dictating my relationship. It wants me to have a relation in this way. When I feel pressurized to have a relationship, when I feel dictated to have this relationship, my mind comes under stress. Okay? It becomes painful. I am forced to have this relationship. When you are not forced to have relationship with the world, people, situations, objects and things around, property, money and etc. When my relationship with the world, with the people, with things are not forced, I don't feel forced, I take naturally. When my relationship is non-forced, non-pressurized, not dictated, I lovingly related to people. I naturally related to people, willingly related to people. I love to relate to people, objects, property, profession, society. When I am willingly relate to them, I don't feel pressurized to relate to them in a pressurized particular way. If I feel pressurized, my relationship becomes painful to me. Then that is called Antakarana Shuddhi. Antakarana Shuddhi means this. Okay. When mind is not relaxed, Antakarana Shuddhi. Or third expression is your mind is with the world and not withdrawn. Mind is stuck with the world and not withdrawn. When mind is pure, when mind is relaxed, when mind is withdrawn, all the three mean same. That means mind is withdrawn from the world. Mind is relaxed. Mind is pure. Means your relationships with the world and things and professions, property, experiences, you don't feel a pressure. You feel a spontaneous, relaxed relationship. You lovingly, willingly relate to them. In your relationship, you don't come under pressure because you feel naturally, willingly relate to them. Your emotion doesn't come under pressure. Your thought doesn't come under pressure. Your values don't feel pressurized. Your ideas don't feel pressurized. If you feel pressurized, then your mind loses peace. Second is your mind becomes ashuddha. Antakarana Shuddhi comes. Your mind is forcibly taken over by the world. You are not able to withdraw the mind because mind is forcibly snatched by the world. World means world relationships, objects, people, things, events. They all snatch away my mind. Each one takes away a part of my mind, keeps it with itself. You have to withdraw the mind. Withdraw the mind means what? Not simply not thinking of the world is not withdrawing. Okay? Simply not thinking of the world is not withdrawing. Withdrawing means peaceful. Peace means Shuddhi. Shuddhi means your relation should be natural, not pressurized. Your mind is not forcibly snatched away by the worldly things and people. Okay? Worldly things and people, if they snatch, if they take away, your mind is not with you. Your mind is not at your will. It is, my mind is at the will of others. Other people, other objects, they dictate my mind. They force my mind. I am helplessly under them. I feel forcibly taken over by others. That means mind is not with me. I am helplessly under others. So this is called withdrawing. When you feel mind is willingly with others, lovingly, spontaneously, naturally, willingly it wants to relate. All your relation should be willingly, conscious, natural. You feel that you are lovingly, willingly relating to them, not under the pressure. I am forced to relate to them. If you feel I am forced to relate to them, I am helpless, I don't know what to do, what to do. That means you are forced to relate them. That forcedness makes you ashuddhi. That is called lack of peace, lack of mental peace. That is called antakarana shuddhi. That is called your mind is with the world, not with you. Mind is not under your control, it is under the control of the world. See, fourth word I am telling. World is with the, my mind is with the world, means mind is under the control of the mind, not under my control. Mind remaining under my control, mind becoming peaceful, mind becoming pure. All the three mean same. Okay, words keep on changing and you get confused. See, sometimes we use many words, more words than necessary. So idea, we have to understand the idea, not too many words. Okay, all these three means whether do I feel that my mind is forcibly taken over by others, or I feel willingly, lovingly related to. See, if you lovingly relate to, love a person, if you willingly put an emotion on a person, your emotion is under your control. You lovingly love a person, willingly love a person. If the other person takes away, you get attracted. That means you are not using the emotion, other fellow is snatching your emotion. Okay? The other person, maybe woman or man, they are snatching. If you love a thing, see the natural beauty. You love the moon, see so beautiful. You enjoy the beauty of moon. Okay? And you have an emotion, a tender emotion, but your emotion is under your control. If you feel that emotion is snatched away means they are controlling, other is controlling my emotion. I am not able to pull it. That means you have lost control over your emotion, lost control over your thought, lost control over your relationship. If your relationships are forced by others, taken over by others, snatched by others, they are not under your control. That means you have no control over your mind and intellect. Your mind and intellect are not peaceful. That means you are not, your mind, intellect are not pure. Okay. So withdraw the mind, they say. Withdraw mind means don't think of the world. Okay, that's a tentative. That doesn't solve the problem. That is a tentative. When Vedanta says controlling the mind, it means something deeper. It means something deeper, okay? It requires karma yoga, it requires values, it requires bhakti. These three things. Karma yoga is one of the values. Karma yoga is a kind of a bhakti. In fact, when I said these three, they all mean the same. Bhakti, values, adhyatmic values, or karma yoga, all the three mean the same. Okay, for sake of clarity, we put them separate and explain to them. When you mean bhakti, it implies karma yoga. When you mean karma yoga, it implies good values. When you have values, you have karma yoga. So it is the bhakti or karma yoga or values that brings a purity of the mind or control of your mind. Then the mind remains under your control. Means your control doesn't mean don't think of the world, not that. When you are relating to the world, your relationship, your emotion and thought is purely under your control. You don't feel pressurized by others, pressurized by the world, pressurized by situations, pressurized by things. Things are not pressurizing your mind. You are willingly accepting. Supposing you see, sometimes some people invite you and they force you, no, you must come, no, you must come, you must come. Even if they force, if you take it willingly, you accept the invitation, you don't feel the pressure. Even if they force, if you willingly take it, you don't feel the pressure. Your mind is under your control. Therefore, whatever situations come, you are supposed to relate to people, relate to things, relate to objects. But in those relationships, if you voluntarily accept, you don't feel the pressure. You are under your control. Okay? If you willingly accept, you are totally under your control. You have not lost your control. If you are unwilling, but the mind has to do, I have to do, what can I do, but I don't want to do, but I am forced to do, then you are under others' control. The world and situations, things and people, so many things, they are forcing you to have this relationship. You don't want, but they are forcing you. You are pulling one direction, the world is pulling another direction. You are that side, this side, that side, tug of war. Okay? A few seconds that side, few seconds this side, few seconds that side, few seconds this side, unable to settle. Okay, this means my manah ashuddhi, mind is not pure, there is no self-control, there is no peace of mind. Peace of mind means what? Peace of mind doesn't mean listening to music or watching the film or going to the picnic. That is a laukika peace of mind. Laukika peace of mind is only like it is a peace. It is a pieces of mind. It is not a real peace. It is a Vedantic peace. Peace of mind is when you are under your control. Control means what? Anything you are forced to do, forced by the circumstances, you willingly do it. Let the circumstances force, but you take it voluntarily. Wholeheartedly take it and do it. So you don't feel pressure. Supposing you are invited, forced to go to the function. Okay, let me accept it. Wholeheartedly accept and go. Don't go under pressure. Go willingly. Then you don't feel the pressure. Okay? Accept it. Wholeheartedly go. Accept and wholeheartedly do. So this kind of willingly doing brings peace of mind, brings the purity of mind, brings the control of mind. Okay? You don't feel the pressure. This involves karma yoga or bhakti or values, all that mean same. Spiritual values, vairagyam, bhakti, karma yoga, all of them mean the same. We use too many words, don't get confused. Vedantins are clever enough, they're bai doddadu, nor peddadi, they use a lot of words, a lot of language, because Vedantins are clever, because they study a lot, so they talk many things. So don't get confused by the words. We use many words, but the idea is simple. The basic idea is simple and straight. It can be experienced in your life. It can be understood and experienced. It is in everybody's life. They are simple, bare facts of life. What Vedanta talks of is a simple facts of life, not a lot of scholarship. I'm sorry to say, if you don't mind them, you listen to the scholars Vedanta. They use a lot of words, technical terms, and that explanation, it is a lot of scholarship, but no relevance to life. But life is very simple. You don't need scholarship. You need sincerity. Sincerity. Directly face the life. That is Vedanta. You don't need scholarship. You don't need big Sanskrit scholarship. Sanskrit is useful. In fact, if you look at Shankara Bhashya, it is all common sense. It talks of directly life. A simple life, straight life. All Shankara Bhashyam, all Shankaracharyas talks of direct life. But these scholars make it complicated. Okay, I'm not blaming, I'm just talking of the nature of scholarship, not anybody, any person. Among the scholars, they are good people, those who understand life, but there are some scholars who divested of life, only they are steeped in the scholarship of the books. Book is scholarship, unrelated to life. But those who learn the scholarship related to life, then he talks of life. Then his Vedanta is a simple thing. He's a great scholar, but he's also very simple, sincerely talking of life, which is so relevant to our life. Okay? Therefore, don't get confused with too many words. All the words mean the same. Okay, so when your mind is under your control, when you are relaxed, then in that situation do meditation. Okay, 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita on Sundays. Earlier we were giving English talks. In between my health was a problem. I have become little, I got some Ayurvedic doctor. After a lot of search, nobody helps me to find a good doctor. So doctorless I suffered all these days. I found little doctor. I think slightly better now. I hope I'll resume my Sunday talks and other talks also. I hope to continue. Okay, I'm not totally recovered, but slightly better. Okay, so we will continue this Sunday. Some people want English because they are not happy with my Sanskrit talks. In spite of my ill health, I continue my Sanskrit talks every day. Some of the days I don't record because we talk general things, certain other things. So, but all those talks in Sanskrit. So some people are complaining we can't understand them. So I am resuming my English talks. Okay, we'll continue this Sunday, and tomorrow we'll have Telugu Gita Bhashya, and then again Vedanta Paribhasha. As I told you, I am doing bilingual English and Kannada. Mula Vidya Nirasa also bilingual. We'll do it. Continue. Okay. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.